What's up guys, Adam here. Hey, super long time since we posted. It's been a real hectic year. I'm sure you can appreciate we still can't travel. We've actually been locked down here in Auckland in New Zealand if you're watching overseas for the last 6 or 7 weeks I think, and announcement tomorrow, pretty good chance it'll be a continuation. But anyway, arriving today is David from Miller Motorsport. He is coming to pick up the Integra to start the turbo conversion, which is super exciting. But what's almost as exciting, or even more exciting, is he's had a project of ours which you guys haven't seen before in his workshop for the last couple of years, kind of just tinkering away on it in spare time. Project that I started collecting parts for about 4 years ago. So he's arriving with that on a trailer to drop that off and pick up the Integra, which is super cool. Just while we're here, the shuttle, there's no room at work anymore, so the shuttle is parked up at home at the moment. If you've watched our previous videos, you would have noticed there was kind of a dodgy repair here, and our man Chopper at Chopper's Auto Body had that to check out and repair for us. Thankfully it was just a kind of a dodgy bog job. What he said is that often people have oil on their hands and so the bog doesn't adhere properly and eventually cracks, which is what had happened. So no dodgy rust, which is great, and he's chucked some paint on, didn't have to pull any windows out or anything crazy. This poor thing's been sitting outside for the last few months. If you haven't seen it, it's a Beagle 4-wheel drive in pretty immaculate condition actually, if you can believe it, once it's had a clean. The inside is really mint, it's missing the spotlights. Anyway, that's a project in waiting. The engine's at the engine rebuilder, just waiting for a couple more parts, and work's going to start on that. That'll be a Vitara build with big turbo and all the drama. We'll freshen up the 4-wheel drive system. So David's due any second. I thought that was him up the road actually. He's due any second, and we'll have a look and see what he's got on the trailer. Choice. Actually, just while we are waiting for David, she's a bit of a hot mess in here, but this is kind of a collection of bits and bobs that he'll be using. So individual throttle bodies are a no-go. So we've got an OEM intake manifold. It's got a spacer plate here that's deleted the dual runner system. They've got a system factory, kind of like a B18C Integra that's kind of got the dual runners, so that's removed. It's got the factory throttle body in here and factory TPS, so the I2Bs will be gone. Obviously the NA headers will be too, and then this is kind of the turbo kit. Just got some exhaust wrap here, got the wastegate and blow off valve here, nicely supplied by GFB, thanks guys. So pretty hard to see, we've got another video that outlines this, but you've got a big Y pipe, so that goes from each bank, wastegate goes there, turbo goes here. So it's a big single turbo set. The turbo's hiding right there. Kind of a Garrett, I think it's a big 76mm, kind of a funky old Garrett thing. It just came with the kit, which is obviously quite second hand, but it came from the States and it was too cheap to pass up, which is kind of why I'm doing this. It has a water to air intercooler, so we need a new heat exchanger for the front of the car, and a water tank and water pump and bits and pieces, which David will take care of. So we're kind of assuming that it's going to fit more or less, because we've kind of got an NSX rear end in the back. Yeah, those are the bits we'll be playing with. I've got a Speed Factory tucked radiator, which we're actually going to try and fit in the front, in front of the existing radiator. We may have to trim the bumper up a little bit, but David can have a tinker with that. And then the idea is to have the exhaust exit right here, probably 2.5 inch tips come out through there, and we'll probably make up some kind of plate here just to stop the vinyl peeling either side. So we'll be ditching the pipes that come out on each side through the diffuser and just have a kind of a supercar style, I guess it is, right out through the middle. So be the last time I see the ITBs. She'll look very different inside when all said and done. Anyway, he's got to be just about here, so we'll say hi to him in a sec. I'm not one to get too sentimental, but this will be the last time I drive it in its current form. It took 7 years to get to this point, so a bit nervous to pull it apart again. But anyway, I'm going to move it so it's easier to get on a trailer, so move it I shall. The last time I hear the throttle bodies, the exhaust will sound very different. We're going to put some sound deadening in the on the engine side of the firewall too, and hopefully again with the exhaust going out a different place, with it being a bit quieter, being turbo, and with that sound deadening, hopefully it won't be quite so loud. For those of you that have seen some in-car footage previously, it is heinously loud in here when she's on full song. Sounds great, but not as practical as we may have imagined, so adjustments to come there. I can see David. You won't be able to, but he's out at our front gate, so I'm going to go grab him. There he be. I'll let him in. Woo, there it is. The sleeper mobile. So this is it. I'll just give you a sneak peek of David. There he is. He doesn't want to be on camera. The blacked out wheelwoods. So we got a bit of a sleeper situation here. Blacked out intercooler. Tried to leave the car as rough as guts as possible, but anyway, we'll get it off the trailer and have a squiz. She's off, all loaded up. I think it might be a little while before see it again, but it will be much different beast when I do, so looking forward to that. Anyway, this thing, so this is a, I can't even remember what it is. I think it's an EG4. Did it come with a Doc ZC? Shucks, I can't remember anyway. It's a New Zealand new GTI, came with the leather seats, sunroof, kind of fully optioned, and we've done nothing to the exterior. As you can see, she's fully stock. Again, interior, apart from the seats, because the factory leather seats were beat up, the interior is fully stock. It's got some components and a sound system and an alarm, but other than that, it's yeah, stock. Pretty beat up, needs some TLC, but all the party is in the front here. So what we've got is a K20 from a DC5 JDM 6-speed, all the usuals. What would be a red top, now a maroon top. Craftworks Supercharger, that's the C3892, so the biggest one at the time was the biggest one. They've now got the shucks, is it 35R or 38R or something, but that's something more of a V8 jobby. So yeah, I'll just talk you through it. We've got our tucked harness on here. In fact, I think this was like the second prototype. Speed Factory tucked radiator. We've got very nicely hidden and powder coated black the Speed Factory intercooler, so that's the vertical flow with the inlets and outlets over on this side here. Again, you can't see it, which is pretty mint. GFB blow off valve, Skunk 2 Ultra Street manifold, I think S90 70mm Speed Factory map sensor, usual kind of K-tuned goodies attached, hybrid racing shifter and cables. It's the no-cut shifter, so it's the one that ducks underneath. Chase base coolant, hybrid fuel stuff, Speed Factory NA catch can, kind of modified to suit this setup. We've got some custom yellow speed coilovers that we got made about 3 years ago before we did our own, and they've got a custom shock length or insert length, so they can actually go higher than this, but this is more or less stock height. These are 16s, but they can sit at stock height, which is kind of what we wanted for the sleeper look. And then basically everything mechanical on the car is brand new, so all the bushes, suspension arms, steering arms, rack ends, you name it. Obviously the running gear is brand new. Everything that kind of has anything to do with kind of core operation has been changed. This might be a little bit hard to see, but you can see the exhaust actually finishes right there. Got some big mufflers, so we've got the factory muffler has a bit of a decoy in place. We've got an ASR brace again in black, so you can't see it. Integra Type R sway bar on the back, again all black and black, can't see it. And then the front's also got a Integra Type R sway bar. Long story short, it should make a lot of power. It should handle pretty good. The idea being to surprise a few people who don't know what it is and haven't watched this video whenever it comes out. But anyway, we've got to get a wheel alignment, obviously need to get it tuned, a couple of other little bits and pieces to finish on the car that are our responsibility, and then we'll be away laughing. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the shuttle will get some action on it too. Yeah, lots of projects, but too much work, not enough time to get them done. So cheers, we'll catch you in the next video.